Hey guys, Tommy here with Rowdy.
What's going on, everybody?
We're talking about one of our favorite cartoons. The show so dark, Disney didn't want anything to do with it, but it still did so good, Disney wanted something to do with it.
Today we're talking gargoyles. Tommy, what are we looking at?
So guys, first things we got to show you, we're going to talk all things gargoyles, but we're going to go back to the beginning of the 90s here with our original Kenner gargoyles here. We have a whole set of this. This came in a nice collection that we got just over the week. Guy had a nice collection of bunch of Kenner stuff in that.
Absolutely. This was a collection we took in from out of state. A lot of people ask that question of us. Do you guys take collections from out of state? We do. They ship those in. They have got that check on the way and coming. Check their mail. And yes, now we are the proud owners of this awesome Kenner Gargoyles set. And what Tommy has done is position some of the NECA Gargoyles with the Kenner Gargoyles so that we can get a nice perspective on how the action figures have evolved into more of a higher end collectible. Isn't that right, Tommy?
Absolutely. So guys, as we said, we grew up with the Kenner stuff. I'm going to show you why we loved the Kenner stuff and why we love this new stuff bringing us back. So right here we have our main gargoyle himself. We have Goliath. Now this is Goliath. You put on his wings. He did a little bit of flapping there. We'll show the back of the box there to show you the whole set there. But down here he did a little bit of flapping and he had his little axe gimmick that fit in his hand there. But as you can see with the figures, they only had about 5 or 6 points of articulation on those.
Not a whole lot of movement on those, but they did always come with those accessories.
And the best thing, it was a Kenner toy, so it always came with a gimmick. That's the nice thing that went with them. Going through here as well, we have just more. We have Demona. She was the love interest of the show.
At one point, she was Goliath's number 2, but then she became his mortal enemy. Lovers turned into enemies. This was a very adult show for back in the day. It followed a whole lot of Shakespearean storylines, and they had a lot of great characters that very memorable that Tommy is showing off for you right now.
Absolutely. And, you know, even speaking about the Shakespearean characters, we have Macbeth himself who showed up in the show.
That's right. He became immortal with Demona and bound together as they shall be.
Exactly. So guys, just going here through this, we have Bronx. He was the lovable dog character with his winged jetpack, the sword. This was probably one of the most true to form figures. He had his mouth opening, his arms moved, his legs moved. His tail waggled back and forth when you shook his butt.
Don't need a whole lot of articulation to just show off Bronx, and that stayed true to form in the NECA version too.
Yes. So guys, we'll show off a couple of more of these and we'll tell you what we mean by NECA if you were still unsure and haven't heard about all the big news of the new figures coming out or seen the sneak peeks behind. Here we have our cool boy Brooklyn. They did 2 versions of this figure. He was one of the only other gargoyle characters other than Goliath to get multiple figures. You might remember him as the bad boy on the motorcycle. So they did this version and they did the version of him on the motorcycle.
With the helmet that poked through the, it was like an antenna or whatever they had, the horns they had on their head.
Yep, but they did that in the show, but in the toy they did not give him the helmet. So they just made that censorship for the TV show, but not the toy.
See, he was even more of a rebel in toy form.
Absolutely. And guys, going down, we just have more of the clan going on. We have Rowdy's favorite here, Hudson here.
There we go. Hudson with the beard. He was always chilling out with Bronx. They always were hanging out in the TV room and had a good book.
He had the lazy boy, and he was the one who had to learn to read.
Exactly.
He did not know how to read.
Exactly.
And that character that taught him to read was also played by Keith David, who played Goliath, and they recycled most of the voices on that show.
Fun fact about the character that taught him to read, he was blind.
There you go. So guys, this was my favorite of the Gargoyles. We have Lexington here. This was, again, one of my favorite toys when I got, but it was a little untrue to form because in the show, his wings are attached to his arms. So this kind of gave him back wings that the Gargoyles, the rest of the clan has that he didn't have in the show.
But he got this awesome gun.
But he had the crossbow that has that firing action that the 90s and 80s were famous for. You remember toys that could actually shoot and fire stuff? That was the way to do it.
And what was the good guys without some bad guys? Right here, there is a perfect example of Xanatos' Steel Clan. When Xanatos could not control the Gargoyles himself, he went ahead and made robot versions of Goliath and then tried to take out the Gargoyles. Isn't that right, Tommy?
Absolutely. And so, guys, Now, those came out in the 90s, about 94, 95, if I remember right. Now, it's the 2000s. We've updated it. The toy NECA brand, or the toy brand, NECA, got the license to it. So now we have these ultimate action figures. So just to kind of get you an idea, this is what we dealt with on him. Opening the box for the big reveal. You can definitely see we have a much larger size. We have a toy that is show color accurate. We have probably over 32 points of articulation. I forgot how many are on this.
Accessories, the extra heads, the
tail,
wingspan.
The tail is fully appendable, or posable. It's a wired tail in that. And he has these big open wings. Now, the one bad thing about the toys is that they all came with big open wings. And in the show, a lot of the times they flipped them around like a cloak. But NECA got you covered with that. They heard you. So as you kept buying more toys of the line, such like Bronx here, you can see he includes Goliath's closed wings. So not only do you get the dog, but you get another accessory for your other NECA figures. So if you don't want them displayed with those giant wingspans like Demona and Goliath definitely had here, as you can see the wings take up the full inside of the box and back behind her there. They did this for all of the characters, and there are still more of these coming out of the NECA one. So if you want all those characters to have those posable down wings on them, they are coming out, but these are great to have displayed either flying above your collection, hanging on the top of a castle that you got set up, because they are great fantasy figures, and they fit with pretty much any style of castle, whether it's a realistic version, a cartoon style. It just shows that Gargoyles is one of those shows that whether it's been brand new, coming out now, or from the 90s, they are still toys that we still love today. We love our spooky monsters. We love our cartoons. We love Disney here. So another great line just from Disney itself, Gargoyles, but also great lines from our favorite toy brands of NECA and Kenner as well.
NECA's been knocking it out of the park with a lot of those old, classic 90s cartoon figures. They've been doing a great job with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, lots of horror monsters. They are very great at taking movie moments and putting them on your shelf. And you can collect those movie moments and those figures here at Dallas Vintage Toys. Isn't that right, Tommy?
Absolutely. And if you want to see more of those, do check out our YouTube channel where we have more reviews showing off such toys as the NECA Turtles and NECA Horror things. So check those out and check out the website in case you need to have those toys and see them in hand and see those reviews for yourself.
Over 20,000 toys on the website at your fingertips that can be shipped worldwide. Or, you know what, if you're in the area, just come on in and see me, Tommy, Xavier, the rest of the crew, talk to Sean. We'll get him out of the back and bug him for you. And then we can have a great time here at Dallas Vintage Toys.
Absolutely, guys. And until then, we can't wait to see you here at the store.
Thanks for watching.